What is happening, my blocked buddies? This is blocked content, and this is actually a direct follow-up video of a video that we did yesterday, which was called We Answer Your Nintendo Switch Questions, a Q&A announcement. And right now, we're actually doing the Q&A, so you guys send in all your questions from around the globe. I'm very happy to read them all and, to give you guys a little shine in that awesome spotlight. And I'll just read all your comments. I thought it was pretty funny because there are a lot of Switch related questions, of course, that was the whole theme, but also a lot of you guys just asked me questions about what's it like to run blocked content and what do I think of certain things. So I really like that. That was a very unique spin on, a Q&A sort of thing like that. So this is also my very first time doing something like this. So I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous for this, but there are a lot of great comments right here. And even though a little time has passed, there's still a lot of comments to get through. So let's just do it right now. I'll start off with the very first comment. I think it's the top comment right here from Console Warriors. And Console Warriors says, "Hey Callum, Alex here. Just want to say it's been awesome since I found your channel and always enjoy when we work together. Gonna shoot some quick questions. How's your day going?" Well, my day is going splendidly. I rode my bike a little bit today and that felt really good. And then I also worked a little bit on blocked content as well. And I had a friend over today. We played some Super Smash Brothers and we played Wii Party U. Have you ever played Wii Party U? That's actually not that bad of a game. If you have some people together, it's kind of like, Mario Party, but it's a little faster paced and it doesn't really dwell too much on, things like intros, outros, animation, stuff like that. So I like Wii Party U. Lots of great minigames in there. So my day is going awesome. He asks, where does Simon chill out when not going to cons? So he's referring to, of course, Simon Sockmouth, which is one of the blocked content original characters. If you haven't seen any of the videos featuring Simon, go check out Simon at Elfia or the First Look 2016 video, because Simon is our sock puppet and he's amazing and he's pretty rude to people, but we love him for it. And where does he chill out? There is a sort of opaque colored box in my house where he rests along with his other friends. And there are actually different sock puppets that we have for block content. We just haven't used them yet. But yeah, they are pretty cute, and maybe someday we'll use them for block content. I'm very curious if Simon would allow someone to hog that spotlight for him. Would Tom be interested in tasting my spaghetti if given the opportunity? Would you try some? So he's referring to Tasting with Tom, which is also a segment right here on block content. Check out Tasting with Tom at Tomo Fair. And yeah, I like spaghetti, and I think Tom would as well. Tom really loves Italian food. Tom is also an extremely good cook, so I think he'd be pretty critical. That's why we, have this Tasting with Tom segment, because, yeah, he's critical, and he should be, because, it's not every day that you get to taste food from all over the world and from people at conventions. So I'm very happy that Tom does that cool segment in our, block content channel. Not sure what I think of the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, that was a typo in my description of the previous video. I'm so sorry. As this is the first time I've heard of it. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm actually working with a group on a game we hope to put on the Switch. It has a Paper Mario vibe to it, but it's an original IP. Is my comment too long? Yes. Sorry, it's okay. Which Mario brother is your favorite? My Mario brother favorite it's very easy. It's Mario. I love Mario. Mario is my favorite Nintendo character. And I think he's also my favorite, IP of all time. I truly love Mario. I've actually cosplayed as Mario for an actual contest, I think 2 years ago, that was actually being judged by Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario. And I won that thing. There was hundreds of people, and I actually won. And I won a Wii U Premium Edition, which was signed by him, and he even spoke my voicemail from my phone, and we hugged, and it was awesome. There's a video on there somewhere. Maybe I'll share it on blocked content. Maybe I'll share it pretty soon. It was so awesome. Yeah, thank you for that. And then finally he says, who is your favorite guest on the show? So here on blocked content, we have many discussions about, mostly Nintendo games, but also some other stuff, video games in general, but also, of course, TV shows and movies. And we have some guests on the show that, via, the internet or, right here in our studio, we talk to and, get some different opinions than just my own, which I love. And my favorite guests, we've of course had Tum2 once, who's from Zoom In Games, and I totally adore Zoom In Games, so it was a big honor to have him on the show. Then we had Ryan Scotty, which is my friend from LA, and actually spent a lot of time with him in LA when I was over there this summer. That guy just is energy all over the place. Then, of course, we had many discussions also with Console Warriors as well. I think that's why he asked this question, like he's fishing for a compliment. And I like the discussions with him, man. It's awesome. And then, of course, Tom is on the show as well, and I really enjoy it when Tom is on the show. I'm hoping for a lot more guests in the future, and right now there are no really, like, shoe-in guests that I would just get for every discussion, because I kind of, measure it on what is going on in the moment. But, as time goes on, as the channel grows, we'll be able to, approach people who have more subscribers than us and, have a little bit more reach than us. And those people always have the bigger opinions, and I would really love to hear those on this show too. So thank you so much, Console Warriors. The next comment is from Pixel with double X. He asks, will the Switch have Miiverse or something similar to that? I really hope they do. Well, it's an extremely interesting question, and I don't think many people have thought about this, but I do think so. I think Miiverse is extremely popular. I think that Miiverse is doing things very well. It's a very cute, kid-friendly environment that feels a little bit like Facebook, but if it's just like drawing and stuff like that. And I love that about it. I've shared my fair share of drawings on Miiverse as well. Totally love doing that. Totally love the functionality within the games. I think Nintendo knows that. And I think, we don't really know if the Switch screen is, of course, it is a touch screen, but can you draw on it and stuff like that? Because if you can't draw, I think that'll be a little bit of setback for something like Miiverse, because it was so much about the art of things, right? So we'll have to wait and see, but my gut is telling me, heck yeah, there will be Miiverse on the Switch, because it's so popular and it can only grow, it can only be a bigger thing. I think it needs a lot more like these Facebook kind of qualities, that you can actually really, really have a profile and, share your stuff, and, for Nintendo to make it a little bit easier and also a little bit bigger, a little bit grander in the overall idea of Miiverse. But it's a fair question, and I do think so. So the next question is from Emilia5, who I know was also on the live stream. Hey, man. So he asks, how many people are working with you on this channel? I know there's at least one other person helping you out. Well, Emilio, there's not just one other person helping us out on Block Content. There are many people helping us out. The main content, the videos, I make the videos, I record my voice, of course. I do these animation things, the fun kind of, weird outtakes that we do, but we work together with many people, we even get messages from all over our social media, from Twitter, from Facebook, and everyone is sending in different information. And if there was a new leak, someone would send it to me, and if there was some new game announced, then I would know immediately, because people are so happy to share this information with me. And a lot of those people are, of course, subscribers to Block Content, fans that are just sending in news because they want to see those videos. A lot of them are just my personal friends as well. So, and I gotta say, I work very closely with Tom as well. Tom is one of our, main crew members. He does the videos with me on conventions as well. So we take road trips there. We go to McDonald's. We have some fun at a convention. We go late at night in a car drive back. Mostly it always takes like 1 hour or 2 hours to go to a convention or something like that. And then we do McDonald's again, of course, drive-in, and that's the event. And I really love those times with Tom. Tom also, of course, did the show Overwatch for Beginners. There's actually a new episode of that coming up pretty soon. And Tom is gearing up for a brand new show on Block Content as well. Other members of this awesome Blocked family, of course, include Ryan Scotty, and some other people behind the scenes that I think you'll meet pretty soon, because we're going to be doing some new shows. I think when the channel grows just a little bit more, so we'll be able to do some more new shows, have a little bit more funding for that. But many people help me out on this channel, but it's mostly me doing the, daily videos and the Switch news and stuff like that. So I love to draw, I love to make music, I love to, make videos and edit them. So I have everything in my power to do these videos on my own, but I want more opinions and I want more creative, decisions from other people. So that's why I do that. So thank you, Emilia. Our next question comes from Colin Newton, And he says that it's probably too late to be making this comment, but still gotta ask you in case you will see it. Do you know if the Mario X Rabbids RPG game will be in any way like Super Mario RPG? If in any case yes, that makes me 10 times excited for it. I think I'm gonna disappoint you right here, because even though I don't have any inside information I can share about this right now, I think it is for darn sure that this will not be any sort of sequel, or will not even fall into the same category as Super Mario RPG at all. I think this will more likely be some sort of a, special crossover event, something like a Mario and Sonic, something like they did with the Dragon Quest characters as well, something with Mario Hoops 3-on-3 with the Final Fantasy characters. I think it will be a one-off. I think it will be cute. I think it will be maybe minigame driven as well. But we only know like a concept name right now, and it is an RPG. It stars the Rabbids and Mario, so you call it Mario RPG. And we know Super Mario RPG from the SNES, but I don't think that has any value to this product. I think it will be something entirely new. I also think that particular franchise is just too old to remake right now, and I think that exact reason is why Mario and Luigi franchise came to be, and of course the Paper Mario franchise, because the Mario RPG aesthetic really only worked because back then it was really amazing. But can you still, how would a modern Super Mario RPG look? Because it would either look a little bit like, Paper Mario, or it would look a little bit like Mario and Luigi. So I don't think we will ever get a true sequel to that. I don't think we need to. I think it was its own perfect thing. And I'm very excited for this game as well. So I hope you still are too. Rabbids, kind of weird that they're mixing them with Mario, but I gotta see that trailer, in the January Direct. I'm very excited for that. So the next question comes from Mark Porch, and he asks 3 questions. He says, hi, 3 questions. Do you think game developers of 3DS games will switch and turn over en masse to Nintendo Switch? Yes, a little bit. I think the 3DS will still live. I think it will still have some momentum. I think with the new games that have come out, like Pokemon Sun and Moon, they will live on for a long, long time. But I think mostly if third parties are going to be involved with a new game, they're going to do it for Nintendo Switch for sure. So he asks, do you think, looking at that Reddit post yesterday, that Switch will use LPDDR4 RAM as it said EMC 1600 MHz, which looks like DDR3, with Lego City Undercover announced as another port? Do you worry about that's all we're hearing about new upcoming games? I think those were 2 questions in one without some sort of period right there. Right there. I have not read that Reddit post at all. All those words are gibberish to me. And also about Lego City, I heard about this, and Lego City, the only news that I heard about this game is that it was supposedly also coming out on the PlayStation and the Xbox. I didn't hear any Switch news about that, so yeah, I'm pretty, bummed out that it's not, it's yet another exclusive that Nintendo got that is not really an exclusive anymore. So, Mark Porch, hope I answered your questions correctly. Now the next comment comes from King of the Land Baby, or King of the Land Baby, or King of the Land Baby. So is it a King of the Land Baby, which is just a creature called the Land Baby, or are you King of the Land, and then comma, baby? I don't know. So let me know. Asks, if you could make a game for the Switch, what game type would it be, and its tone like a happy RPG game? So are you already saying that it should be an RPG game, or is that just an example? I'll take it as an example, but it's very interesting that you asked that, because I actually designed a couple of games myself, worked together with awesome programmers. One of the games was Astro Man, so if you YouTube search for Astro Man trailer, Callum Stamp or something like that, you'll get to see the trailer of that game, and that actually came out. Those were like Newgrounds games, Flash games, and stuff like that. I love to create games. I love to think up new concepts, and I did this also for a while, for a game that was never actually released, which was called Flake. And if I could make a game for Switch, I would make Flake. And Flake was basically a side-scrolling platformer kind of action game that also had some The Legend of Zelda abilities to it. So every boss you defeat, you would get a new item, and those items you could use in conjunction with each other. You were this cat creature that kind of had this cool bandana, and you walk on your boots, and you run through the forest, and then basically if you found a crossbow, you could just shoot it to the wall and use the arrows that stick to the wall as sort of a ladder to climb up. You could put up camp at nighttime and sort of not be attacked by creatures. You had a grappling hook where you can grapple and, swing over water and stuff like that. There was so much unique stuff to that Flake game that kind of combined the best of The Legend of Zelda, but put it in sort of a Mario game, right? It was action-driven, it was fast, so switching around the items was a very fast-paced thing, which was awesome. So that would be my game. I think that it would kind of be 2.5D, so it would be in 3D, but be played like a side-scroller. But at the time that we made the game, of course, it was strictly 2D. It was just drawn art by me. So the next question comes from XXGamerX10, asking, hey, I was going to ask that this is my first Nintendo console since the Wii, original 3DS. I have never got the Wii U or even newer 3DS. Now, personally, I'm a home console gamer. I like handhelds, but I mainly love to sit in my room playing games. I was wondering, do you think the Nintendo Switch will benefit home console players like me? Maybe some guesses on accessories we don't know of yet. And finally, do you think this console will be sturdy and not feel cheap when it comes to the dock? I heard from some rumors that the dock was just plastic. If that's the case, how limited will the dock be? Thanks, and I hope this console has the power and games to help it reach the top. So, to answer your questions, I think that it will be the perfect home console because I think that the main draw of this thing is not you can take it home with you, or you can take it on the road with you, but I think the main thing of this system is that it's Nintendo's new home console, right? That's what I think is the biggest draw of this by far. So I think that, for sure, this will be the thing to own for Nintendo right now. And definitely, if you skip the Wii U, if you skip the 3DSs, then this would definitely be such a big leap forward for you. I would recommend it fully, because we don't know the games, so we have to wait until we actually know there's some great games on there, but it's Nintendo. We know there will be. And about the dock, it is a piece of plastic, that much can be said, but it's also a piece of plastic that I think houses the power of the entire console, because that's where you, of course, plug everything in. So I think it's more powerful than just a piece of plastic that you don't really need. Also, if you look at the trailer, when I think different players put their Switch console in that thing, the screen immediately stops displaying the image and it displays it on the TV immediately, like in a flash. And also the other way around. If you take the screen with you, it immediately turns off on your TV and puts it on the screen. So I think it will be very important, the dock. I don't think it will just be a piece of plastic, like sort of a Wii U stand for your screen that you don't really need. Alright, so Emilia here asks 2 more questions. You are allowed, don't worry. He asks, where did you learn to do animation, and what tips do you have for new people that are trying to learn how to animate? Well, I learned how to do animation on my own when I was about 11 years old. I'm now 25, I just turned 25, so I've been doing it for a really long time when you think about it. More than 10 years I've been doing animation. And I started off just doing these paint, in the paint program on your computer, doing these drawings and kind of flipping the screen around with a cursor to make them move, right? And then I did those flip books where you draw on certain pages and you change it up a little bit and then you turn it into an animation. Then a friend of mine was like, hey, there's this program called Flash, and on Flash you can create these things that you're doing, but actually for real, you can make animations. So I got into that when I was about 12 years old, and time went on, and when I was about 15 years old, I kind of mastered it for my sense, for where I wanted to take it, and I was very happy with what I could do with it. I started making games, I started making everything that I wanted, and it just made me very happy because the drawings that I had on paper, I could finally make move, right? I could finally create friends and create different worlds that I wanted to live in myself. So as a kid, it really helped me through some tough times also. So I think that the world of animation is more than just a cool skill to have. It is also a very personal thing to you. So what tips do you have for new people that are trying to learn how to animate? I think watch a lot of animation is my number one tip always, anytime. But also I think is to watch animation, and maybe on YouTube or something like that. Like watch animation that you love, something like Pokemon, something like maybe an animation, maybe an anime or something like that, and pause the frames, right? Pause it and just see how those in-between frames look, how the little pictures, how the movements change, because you don't just go from a guy standing still to jumping. You know, you first have to crouch a little bit before you make the jump. So all those little finesses. One of the most important things that I could say is definitely buy one of those awesome books that learns you how to draw human anatomy, because anatomy is, of course, the most important thing you need to learn when you want to know how to animate. And I'm not really great at that. As you can see, the characters in block content all are very cute, small, and have square faces, so they don't really look like real humans. That's for I'm kind of good at anatomy, but not as much that I wanted to use it for the style of block content. So all I'm saying is buy some books, you know, those awesome books that you can learn how to, you know, draw anime characters and stuff like that, chibi characters. Watch a lot of animation and, you know, pause the frames. Check out what they're doing, what exactly they are doing. So Amelia also asked, okay, last question. How long does it take to make a video? So a video for block content, I think it takes around 2 hours to make, something like that. That might be a little bit much. Maybe an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. What I do is, of course, I'll watch the news. I'll check out what's new, right? Or I'll have a concept in my head. Then I'll write the script down. I'll do that on Notepad on my computer. And that'll usually take about 30 minutes of my time because the script is the most important thing. I riff a little bit on the script as well, but mostly the words are written down too. And then after I write them down, I record it. The recording sessions are mostly pretty quickly. I don't really have that much trouble with recording my voice all that much, so there are tiny pauses that I have to cut sometimes, but mostly I'll just breeze through it, kind of like I'm doing with this audio right now. And that's what I like because it feels the most real. And then I create the video. So I open my video program and I get some pictures. I get them off Google. I get them from friends. I just assemble the perfect pictures that encompass the kind of vibe that I'm going for. And sometimes they can be a little bit clickbaity, right? I made a video about Smash Brothers for Switch coming, and I used some Smash Brothers Wii U mods, like pictures of that. People weren't really necessarily that happy with that, so kind of watch out for that kind of stuff. And then I'll put sound under it. I'll time the pictures at certain moments. And of course, the intro and outro of block content I made when I started the channel, the animations. So that's kind of how long it takes. It's the whole process. And there are videos that take a lot longer, like reviews take a lot longer, but also original animations and stuff like that. So that is a whole different story. But thank you for your question. Gavin Rogerson asks, I think, just speculation, Nintendo will do a Skyrim special edition bundle for about $300. I also believe the new 3D Mario may be a surprise bundle. Another thing is all IPs may be on one platform. We may see a major Pokemon game, at least in the launch window. I also believe that you may be able to link your Nintendo mobile games to the Switch somehow. Let's hope they have many surprises. I think they will come out swinging. Well, you are very positive about this, and thinking that Nintendo could link their mobile games with the Switch is very interesting. Yeah. The next question comes from Ethan Vargas. What game are you hyped for the most from Switch rumors, and what game do you hope is on the Switch? That's a good question. I'm the most hyped for the new Mario game, definitely, and I'm the most hopeful for Smash Brothers to be a brand new game and not just a port. So Pokemon Sun and Moon asks, how many subs, views do you want in 1 year, and do you think you will have in 1 year? That's a very good question because, you know, wanting and thinking are two different things. How many subscribers do I want in 1 year? 10 million, right? Like the most ever. How many do I think I will get? I hope we'll reach, because next year we'll be talking, when did I start this channel? I have no idea. But in the middle of next year. So I think that it's safe to say we could end up getting the 5,000. You know, we got about 1,000 subscribers in 4 months, but I think that it accumulates a lot, and I hope that we grow. So let's aim for 5,000 subscribers, right? That would be an awesome family for 1 year, right? Then we can grow from there. So Zaref Animation asks, what do you think the launch lineup of games will be for the Switch? I think it will be some sort of Madden game. I think Skyrim will also launch. I think a Mario game will launch, so either the Mario RPG with Rabbids or the surprise, you know, it's the Mario game. I think that The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will for sure launch with the system, even though we've heard reports that it won't be. I think that's all nonsense. I think Zelda has to launch with this console. And I think that we'll get some third-party stuff as well, maybe something from Monolith Soft. And I think the other kind of games like Mario Kart are a little bit of ways off, but that's my main idea. Yeah. Then Rian Slabert asks, do you think games like FIFA or Madden will be added sometime on the Switch? And do you think they will give different Joy-Cons to attach on the Switch? That's a very cool question. Yes, there was already a lot of sports games kind of hinted at when they announced the third-party developers, and also we saw that awesome basketball game. So yeah, of course, FIFA and Madden will for sure be included. I think so. And do I think different Joy-Cons will attach to the Switch? Yes, I think that's the main idea. I really hope that I don't have to buy new Joy-Cons every time I buy a new game, but I'm very excited to have, maybe a different setup for some special new weapon in Zelda or something. That would be very cool. So David Garcia asks, I might be getting ahead of myself, but what do you think they will show at E3 if the leaks turn out to be true? I know it's all just rumors at the moment, but I thought it was cool to talk about. And do you think they'll make a bigger impact during next year's event? I think yes, they'll make a bigger impact, and I think they'll show at E3 the Smash Brothers game, right? Because that's the big one, and I think they won't have that for launch. I don't think they will have that in the trailer at all that we will get in January, but I do think that, yeah, for sure, Smash Brothers would be a big E3 thing, and it'll make a big impact for sure. Jaden Brown asks, I think this new console will be great, but what I really want to know is, isn't the Splatoon and Mario Kart port confirmed? Or why isn't it confirmed? Sorry. It is not confirmed yet because Nintendo really doesn't want to talk about Switch anymore. They put that trailer out, and they're kind of saying, hey, just take this in. It's kind of sort of a presentation, like a demo or something. Like, this is what could potentially be the product that we're releasing in March. So that's why they're not really saying this is Splatoon 2 or Splatoon the port and Mario Kart the port, whatever. So I think it makes sense for Nintendo to not officially announce these games yet, because it'll be much cooler if they get officially announced with their own awesome hype trailer. So No Name asks, question, why did you decide to make a YouTube channel? I decided to make a YouTube channel because I wanted a way to talk about video games and to talk about movies and to talk about TV shows, because I was doing that to my friends the whole time and they thought it was annoying. So I thought, yeah, maybe a YouTube channel then. And of course, the YouTube channels making those things, they're a big hype. So I kind of wanted to enjoy being in that as well. And it's paid off immensely because having you guys as fans is super amazing. And I couldn't have wished for a cooler channel, and of course a cooler way to create this channel, because within 4 months having 1,000 subscribers, that's a really great achievement. And I think that making this YouTube channel was a really big gamble, also doing all the animation stuff in it and seeing as how busy I am as well, because I have a rock band that I sing in. I'm creating films, feature films, and I also just work in the office some days a week, right? So I was kind of like, should I do this? But it really fits well with my lifestyle. I make one video a day sometimes, and it feels really good. So I decided to make a YouTube channel because I wanted to give my voice to some of these things, and also because I'm just like you guys. I'm very hyped about all this news, and I want to talk about it. So I just decided to do it, and it was a big decision, and it impacted my life in a few ways, but it also got me on a lot of awesome conventions with my friends. It got me this awesome fan base like you guys, and I got some great views out of it as well in a very short amount of time. So that's amazing. And No Name, I know that you were on the stream as well, so thank you for this question. The last 2 questions come from Omar Onate. He says, I'm thinking that this console will be a good opportunity for Nintendo to rise up. And I've been everywhere and everyone is talking about it, saying how it's going to work or will there be high quality gameplay. But for me, I trust Nintendo no matter what, because they go through the boundaries and actually put their ideas together instead of staying in the same place as the other companies. Omar, kind of agree with you there. I do think the other companies are kind of stagnating and saying this is what gaming should be, and Nintendo is saying no, this year this is what gaming should be, and next year maybe it'll be something like that. But it's ever changing, and we need to include everyone, and we need to find new ways to be able to reach everyone. And I'm so happy that Nintendo is doing that because it'll pay off in spades with Switch, I'm sure. The final question, which is also from Omar Onate, he asks, if it takes Nintendo a lot of risks to do what they're doing because it's something nobody has ever seen before and it will become something new to everyone, of how it's going to play out or what games there will be. But if you think about it, Nintendo is the only company that I truly respect because they take their chances and they will learn from their mistakes and actually listen to us players of what we want, and they right now are giving us a huge surprise because of their new console. I kind of agree. I don't really agree on all your points. I think the other guys are doing great stuff as well. I think Nintendo doesn't necessarily listen to the fans all that much. I think games like Paper Mario Color Splash and Metroid Prime Federation Force are living proof of that. Nintendo really sometimes only listens to numbers, and sometimes those numbers will backfire on you. But I do agree that Nintendo is always changing, and I love that fact about them. Alright, that was every single comment from our awesome Q&A. I want to thank every single one of you who sent in questions and everyone who thought about sending in questions and commenting on this video and also liking us, and I just love it. I love everything about it, and I hope you guys like that I read your comment out loud. I hope you guys like the answer that I gave. If you didn't like it, I won't answer again, but there will always be next time. We will always try this again because I thought it was a very positive experience, and I hope you guys are very hyped about the Nintendo Switch as much as I am. So for sure, let's do another Q&A pretty soon. I love this. This is pretty awesome. Thank you guys so much. If you are new to Block content and you want to be like these awesome guys, please hit the subscribe button right there on YouTube, and you'll become part of our Blocked content family. And the next time we'll have a Q&A, you'll be included, and I'll read your comment out loud, and we'll have some fun together. Anyway, thank you guys so much. This was Blocked content, and remember that there is always more Nintendo Switch news right around the corner.